Hello, you guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Yay! I apologize in advance for the air conditioner. It is very hot in New York. It's like you can cook an egg on the sidewalk, but we don't do that because we don't have egg money. If I could, what is the world coming to? When we could afford eggs, when eggs were like $1, we could crack an egg on the sidewalk, but we don't do that anymore because eggs are expensive. Anyway, I got a foodie video. This one's from Piggy. Foodie Beauty Fleas Cornwall Apartments. If you haven't heard, the Kiwi Farms have been Kiwi farming, and they doxed her apartment. You know, I think it's pretty messed up. I think it's pretty, tragic. As terrible and awful and just right down vile that she is, Chantal Soro, aka PDV. I don't think people should dox her like that. But then again, she's doxed other people. So is it karma? I guess. She also said do your best. Like when people were like, hey, you should be careful, the internet's gonna dox you, she basically was like, do your best, try. So, I'm paraphrasing, but she was very smug, she was very whatever. So what can I say? All right, let's watch.
Drama has unfolded. I'm sure you know.
Well, hold on, before, like, even this is smugly. She's in a car, just so you know. I don't know whose car this is. I don't know if it's rental. I don't know. I have no idea. I think it's her mother's, but we'll see.
Ready, but I've learned a big lesson from this. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? Because if not, I'll move. I have access to a car. I can't tell you if I rented it, if I bought it.
I think this is her mother's car.
If it's loaned to me from somebody I know. Because I can...
Why even bring that up? Like, why even bring it up? Like, even if people are asking you, like, oh, where'd you get the car? Like, nobody's fucking business. This is your problem, Chantal. You say too much and you show too much. And you've provoked the same community. And you've festered, because you haven't grown. It's more like you festered a community of hate. And when people come back and do shit like this to you, you get annoyed. But it's like... what? Like it's crazy because sometimes, and I'm sure a lot of you feel this way, I feel crazy sometimes because she'll say something, like she's about to say a few things, because I already watched this, she's gonna say a few things, and I'm just like, am I crazy? I'm sure that didn't happen. Like, the lying is lying. Like, my last video of her and her saying she put in the air conditioner, I'm like, ma'am, you did not put in that air conditioner. That air conditioner is the same one I have, and it's heavy. And I can lift an air conditioner. Alright, bitch? I got some strong arms. But that also requires not having a big fucking gun. Because you gotta, like, really get in there and pick it up and keep it sturdy and do all the things. So it's like, you lie about the dumbest shit and you're so fucking smug. Like, oh my god, girl. Humble yourself, for God's sakes. You're supposed to be a fake Muslim.
Not share a single thing about my life, and sure. I'm sorry, but people have ruined that for everyone. Hey, CP, it's not.
I wonder if she's just saying that to get her audience riled up, because she says this now, but I'm sure the next stream she's gonna tell us way too much. Watch, in the next stream, she's going to tell us way too much. She's going to be like, I'm going to keep this private. And she doesn't. Like, this is all, like, talk. This is all word soup. This is all word vomit. Like, okay, go ahead. Tell us what you're going to do. Tell us what you're not going to do.
With people, psychotic people trying to ruin my life, so...
There you go. Look, Piggy just put it. You challenged your viewers to find your place. Why are you surprised? Even Piggy remembered it. I was like, I kind of vaguely remembered it. And then when I watched this video, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm sure she was like real smug about it. Because she, She eluded the authorities in Kuwait. She came home. She got an apartment. Things were like jamming. She felt herself. She felt herself. She felt real smug. She felt real confident. She's like, look what I did. At 600 pounds, look what I did.
Because I filmed in, what happened was I filmed inside my apartment, which,
Okay.
by the way, if I ever move somewhere, never. I can never show you guys my
Her little
place
fucking
unless I
hand.
buy a house. Even then, like, people be looking at.
You're gonna buy a house? With what money? With what money? I think in a past stream she said something about getting a job, and I was like, in this economy, girl, like, you know how hard it is to find a job right now, and in Canada it's worse apparently because I was temping somewhere, and one of the girls who's super sweet, she's from Quebec, and she was talking about jobs back home in Canada. And she was like, it's been really hard for people to find jobs. I'm like, same girl. I do gig work. I do, side gigs, gig work stuff. And it's been hard. Even looking for a full-time job has been a challenge. Um, so her like being like, yeah, I can find a job. It's like, that shows how much you have no idea what's going on in the world. Point number one, like you're really in your own bubble, in your comfort bubble, and you're just like, oh yeah, I have no idea what's going on in the world. I can get a job. I haven't worked in like 12 years, but I can get a job. Who wouldn't hire me?
apartments, people be looking up, like, it's just really messed up, like, but I'm not surprised. Whatever, I can't do anything about that. They found where I lived, and like, the landlord posted another apartment for rent in the same house.
Okay.
And
That's his right.
and I'm telling you this because I'm not staying there anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Which I have to say is the quickest turnaround on an apartment I've ever seen. I've never seen somebody like, what is it? She's lived there for a week, like it's days. She lived there for days, and then now she's moving out. And then you got to pay attention to the way she talks about the situation.
He posted that people were searching all over online. I have teardrop. I have a car right now. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
So basically, I need a car. I need to like move all my shit, all my stuff. Sorry, I need to move all my stuff.
Oh girl,
People
stop.
are just doing too much. So my bad. I should have never showed you guys any of my apartment. Sad.
But you also challenged people. So, yes, I do agree with her on that front that people are doing too much. Like doxing is not nice, guys. Doxing is not nice. But also, like, you've festered, not grown, you've festered a community of haters, and you challenge them with their abilities to find anything and anyone. And this is what like drives me crazy. Like, I always bring this up, but I'll bring it up one more time because I might bring it up a lot more times. I'm pretty new to this community, and I've already figured out that Girl World are the spicy version of they're the spicy versions of those true crime people. Like, Girl World is a spicier version of true crime people. Like, true crime people like to solve a mystery. Girl World want to know what's going on. They are. If Girl World were to go to true crime route and started doing true crimes, they would be solved because Girl World is like FBI adjacent. Like, there's some of these people in Girl World, especially the Kiwi farmers, are so good at finding out stuff. It's kind of scary and fascinating at the same time. But she knows this. She's been around. She is a part of Girl World. She is one of the main attractions in Girl World. And still she antagonizes people to do these things. So what do you expect, Chantel? Like, you know how people are. Like, and you just assume, oh, they're not gonna do that. Of course they're gonna do that. Like, what? Come on. Come
That
on.
I cannot do that I cannot share
Yeah.
my apartment with you because of some psychotic people, whatever. Whatever. So my bad, I shouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
done that. I should have literally just filmed with a green screen, or anytime I go live it will happen.
What you should have done is had a designate before. Well, this is what you. This is what an adult should have done. First and foremost, you should have completely moved in, have your things done, set up a designated area. Like a lot of people who do show their face in this community have a designated area, and that would be your area for filming, and no one would have been the wiser. Also, don't antagonize people with, oh, figure you can't figure it out. Like that would have I think you kind of pissed people off, and they were like, oh yeah, okay, I'll figure it out. Yeah, like you literally should have just had, if you're going to film from the bed the whole time, just film from the bed. Because even when you were in Kuwait, they figured out where you were. like like damn, half of these people are in the States or in Canada, and they figured out where you were. Like that should have told you that people are really good at what they do. Like I'm confused how you're confused. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I'm so confused why you're confused.
To be like, if it's from a place where I am, it has to be from a green screen.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be from a white wall with nothing in the background. So I'm sorry, but my content is going to be very boring when it's live streams.
Nothing
So
new. I mean, it hasn't been anything like riveting lately. Like, as someone who's been doing a lot of your retro reacts to your stuff, to your past things, present stuff isn't that like titillating, you know? I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Smokey is going. We're rehoming him, but I'm trying to find the right place for him. I feel really bad for him. He's very sweet, but he's like a really vocal cat. Like he cries nonstop. So I don't know. That's. I have a plan B, but I'm not telling.
And the thing is, that would have been resolved if Foodie Beauty, if you would have just taken the time to meet the lady with the cat and been like, yeah, can I hang out with this cat before I adopt him? I want to see how I feel about him. Because it's obvious that you didn't do that part. You didn't do that due diligence to meet with the cat and meet with the owner and kind of get a feel for the cat before you brought him into your house. A brand new house that you just moved in that week, you adopted this cat. Like, it's so wild. And you're going to be like, I was just being impulsive. You're 41. You're 41. This is beyond impulsion. This is, I don't even know anymore. But let's continue.
Anyone what the hell it is. Quite frankly, I'm not going to tell you. And I don't think you can blame me.
People to ask.
So I have until, like, I explained to the landlord what was going on. Like, he's like, people are messaging me, telling me about when you lived in Orleans.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, many years ago. Years ago? Yeah, okay. Saying that, like, I was like, whatever. I always paid the rent on time. Like, whatever.
Okay.
If you want, I'm like, I'm not arguing with you about this. I explained what happened, like all my history, everything. I'm like, actually, I don't feel comfortable staying there with people knowing where I am. So I'm leaving. Like before I'm not staying there now, but I'm leaving the sanctuary for. I would love to give the Smokey to somebody, like, I don't know, but I don't know you guys. A lot of my stuff I have to get rid of, like, slowly. And that's
wild.
It. On to a new life, I guess.
That's wild. I mean, I don't think if she... Okay, theory. I feel like if this is a private home and she's paying the bills and she's paying her rent on time and she paid whatever, that the landlord would care about all these things. Like he may have brought it up to her to be like, hey, this is going on, people keep messaging, and then maybe her reaction to everything else may have prompted him to be like, all right, well, you have to the end of the month. Because my understanding and my sort of experience with landlords, especially in private homes, has been, and if he's looking for another tenant, that means he needs money, right? He needs to pay the mortgage or whatever the case may be. My kind of interaction with landlords as an adult has been that they they want their money. They want their fucking money. Um, and he seemed like a very good landlord because she, in another stream that I saw that I didn't cover, she talks about the bathroom, the shower not working. But then it was like, when I saw the shower, it was like it's one of those from the faucet, you got to pull the thing. And I can't believe she didn't figure it out or even like Google it or like YouTube it, because I was like, yeah, I had a shower like that. I don't understand what you don't get, and you didn't figure it out in 3 days. Because she said I haven't showered in 3 days. It's like, girl, you haven't figured this out? Like, you're 41. God, common sense, not so common. But I feel like, going back to the landlord, I feel like this individual, I don't know if it's a woman or a man, seemed to be helpful, and I feel like they were looking for other tenants, so I'm sure they didn't want to like lose someone, unless they're being a nuisance. I feel like if she was smoking and she got a pet without telling them and did other things that were obnoxious, that maybe they were just like, all right, you've been here a month and you're already being a pain in the ass. Please leave. You know what I'm saying? Things like emails and people being annoying and people talking shit, that's not a big deal in my eyes as a business owner, right? You would just, like I said, confront her and talk to her about these things, and then and then you kind of like play off that reaction, see where she's at. I feel like if she would, you'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry, people, I'm on YouTube, people can be annoying, my apologies. And even with the doxing, because where is she going? Is she going back to her mother's house? She's going to Aunt Phil's? Probably trying to convince Pete to finally move out of that little rental apartment. At this point, I'm sure Pete has spent all his money, his inheritance money, because $15,000 isn't a lot. Like, that is not quitting money. Just side tangent. That is not quitting money. $15,000, that's not quitting. $30,000 isn't quitting money in this economy either. So, who knows? She may have just, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I feel like she doesn't like to be confronted. She doesn't like to be uncomfortable, and she lashes out and reacts in a way that is so fucking obnoxious and rude that maybe the landlord was like, nah, fuck this. On top of all this, I try to talk to you and you're acting this way. Get the fuck out. Just a theory, allegedly.
Honestly, like, I was really depressed staying there anyways. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not happy. Like, I'm not happy, and the thought of like,
I'm so depressed because she's so depressed because Salah and Julia aren't here with me, and I'm so sad. Ugh, girl, you don't. Another theory I have. I'm pretty sure when Salah shows up, that's either somebody else, right? Or it is Salah because it was near payday. I have a feeling you don't know where he is. And that cat, I feel like that cat's been thrown on the street or just dropped off somewhere at a shelter. I don't think he's in possession of that cat anymore. I really don't think he's in possession of that cat anymore. I have this crazy feeling I don't know what he did to the cat, but I don't think he has it anymore. He went AWOL, and he was like, fuck this cat. Like, he threw it out in the street. Because also, the culture there is not like, allegedly, apparently, whatever, people don't keep cats in the house. So maybe he himself was like, because he told her at the beginning he didn't want the cat either. So maybe he was just like, what would I, a pet cat? What the hell? Like, and no disrespect to that culture, or that country. That's just the way they are. And that's okay too. Like, you probably put her back on the street like, oh, well, I'm not going to take care of you. See you later.
At more apartments and dealing with landlords, and it just makes me want to throw up. So
Oh,
Honestly,
girl.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Being an adult. That's being an adult.
But actually, I do know what I'm gonna do, but I'm not telling anybody. So
Oh, no. Well, you
he didn't
will.
kick
You
me
will, because
out.
you
No,
always
we just
do.
kind of like
Mm-mm.
were arguing a
Mm-mm.
bit and like trying to.
Why can't you look at the camera? Why can't you look at the camera with those demon eyes? I don't believe that. I think he kicked her out. I really feel like
Come up with
she got
like,
kicked out.
I was just like, I need to leave. So you guys win, okay? Like whatever you want over me, you win. Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Good move, you win. You have to be more secretive about your housing. I know it sucks that I have to do that because like when I get a new place or I like to shape.
And again, she antagonized people into finding her, right? She antagonized people into like, God, I have to find that clip. And she's like, "Oh, look at it now. You win. Oh, she's such a victim, guys. She's such a victim. Why would you guys do this to her? She's a victim. Oh no, oh no."
With you guys, but you can't. So live streaming is going to have to be away from where I'm residing, or, you know, they basically found you from a doorway and doorknobs. Yeah. Well, Breezeth, I don't think they would have found it if the landlord hadn't posted another unit for rent in the building. Like I didn't even know there was another unit for how many effing apartments can there be in a big house?
So she's basically blaming the land. She's basically blaming the reaction channels and her landlord for fuckery she's done herself, because she antagonized people, knowing perfectly well that they've doxed her before. Because I'm very impressed by how the Kiwi Farms or whoever figured out where she lived in Kuwait. That's impressive. That's very impressive. But that should have been your first inkling to never show your home. But you still keep doing it. It's that defiance, that offensive defiance, whatever it's called, that people always label you with. And apparently it's a real, like, psychological issue where you dig in your heels and you do what you want, even though it's wrong and you know it's going to cause certain reactions. Yeah, I get it. It's an actual diagnosis, but I just feel like she's 41. She's going to be 42 soon, and she's still like, you're still doing this? Like, you haven't learned? Wow. And you're 41, so you won't learn. This is after 25. This is it. This is your personality. So there's not much room for change unless something really catastrophic happens to you. This is it. This is your personality.
And I can't just drop him at the SPCA because they don't allow that. You have to do intake, and they have to decide. Hey, Lily, Justine, your impulsiveness affects them.
What's funny is that did she say the ASPCA? I don't know. Dropping up at a shelter, let's say. She's saying that she has to do all sorts of paperwork. But why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? That's kind of sketchy to say that. Like, I can't drop them off because of paperwork. Why is that a problem, though? I've heard on the streets, the Twitter streets, that the reason why she doesn't want to go to these shelters and have to fill out paperwork is because she's already been flagged for the condition of BBJ and Sam. So her showing up with a third cat that she's had for a couple, like, not even, what is it, 48 hours, like for 2 days, she could get in a lot of trouble. So she's trying to, I don't know, get rid of this cat without people knowing, even though people know. Wild. Let me read this. Hope you start to realize your impulsiveness affects not only you but everyone around you, and never for the better. She's not gonna realize this. She's not gonna realize. Who are you, little all-star? Like, are you crazy? Come on now.
You but everyone around you. Okay, how, little all-star? What are you talking about?
Oh, see? Told you.
My impulsiveness with what?
With your life.
So you're blaming me for being
so
doxxed and being in trouble? Is that what you're
You
doing?
antagonized it.
So you,
Yeah, you did egg it on.
bully me to the
You
extent and
people,
try
that's
to get
so
me,
racist.
everything and whatever, but I'm responsible for that.
You always smug.
All right,
Always
sure.
smug.
Thanks for the money. Getting Smokey
Look
was
at that.
impulsive. Well, I kind of felt pressured because the woman
From
really
what?
wanted to get rid of him, and I would keep Smokey. Honestly, I decided I was going to keep Smokey if I was staying at my place. Like, I did my.
Here's the thing. You're going back and forth about keeping this cat. That's never a good sign. Like, never a good sign. And you were being pressured to get a cat when you first moved into it. What? Dude, you and the lies. Oh my god, it gives me such a headache. You were being pressured to get a cat, and you just moved in somewhere for like a few days, and you didn't even have cups. You were eating out of Tupperware bowls. You were drinking out of Tupperware bowls. I just, like, why do you lie so much? Like, that's insane. That's really insane.
Last live stream in my home, and I said that I'm going to keep Smokey.
Yeah, whatever. Let's go a little forward. I'm so tired of her.
No, so that's just bad luck. But next time, I've learned. I know it.
No, next time she'll still do it again. I've learned. You literally lived in a place for a week and you've been thrown out. Like, that's a record. I've never heard anybody that quickly get kicked out. Like, also, why didn't your landlord do a background check? Like, I mean, I've never been to Cornwall or Orleans. No, that was the old apartment. I've never been to her part of the world, but I feel like, don't people do background checks? Like, it's very difficult to get an apartment in New York unless you have a background check, unless you know somebody who knows somebody. So this could have been a situation where the landlord knew, like, Pete or Aunt Phil or Shmi or somebody, and they were like, my daughter's looking for a place. Can you put her up? She'll pay this much, whatever. If it's a private home, that could be totally a situation, and that's probably why they were trying to rent out the other apartment, because they weren't sure about your situation. I think this is so wild. Not in a fun, crazy way, but I guess Chantel's back, baby. Now she just needs a boyfriend. Now she just needs to like how she pretended to marry Salah. Now she has to pretend to break up with Salah, and that will be a big old explosion. But these are like little steps into something entertaining. We're not there yet, but Anywho, thank you so much for watching this. Please like and subscribe. Please, I love your comments. I absolutely adore your comments. You guys are so funny, so clever, so funny. Please leave a comment like you always do. And I guess until next time, stay sassy.